Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to LeggLife and welcome to beautiful Skagway, Alaska. We got in this morning. Looks like there's a couple other ships in port with us today. Sherry Beth is back in the stateroom, still kind of waking up and having a lazy morning. I'm gonna head to the buffet and have breakfast. We're in port for like 12 hours today, so we are taking our time, having a lazy morning, and we will get off the ship a little bit later. But first, let's go eat. It actually is a pretty nice day today. You can see the clouds breaking, some blue skies poking through. Our streak of amazing weather continues. So again, starting the day at the World Fresh Marketplace, which is right in here. Step one, always, wash your hands. You can see they have gluten-free options here at breakfast. They have pancakes, gluten-free danishes, gluten-free muffins. I think that's pretty cool. We've got traditional stuff like scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. Oh man, monkey bread. So for breakfast this morning, I went with pineapple, watermelon. I actually got the French toast. I've never had that before, with strawberry jam. Just came back to the stateroom. Sherry Beth ordered room service for breakfast. You got a fruit plate, a room service breakfast, and a book. Sounds like maybe a pretty perfect morning for you.
Pretty amazing.
All right, Sherry Beth, you ready to head out? We are meeting my mom and Maureen down at the International Cafe at noon. So we are taking tender boats. Yes. Because of the rock slide here in Skagway. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, show more. But this morning, all morning, we woke up to tender boat 1 through 3, now ready. Tender boat 4 through 7, now ready. Tender boat 5.
We were so excited to like sleep in, and we're like, this is the worst morning to try to sleep in.
Because of all the tender boat announcements?
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, not every ship that comes to Skagway has 2 tender.
Right.
But today, we do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna meet them in the lobby at noon because they are done taking tickets for tender boats, and now it's basically just you go get on a boat and go to Skagway. Yep. Also, you guys, I'm wearing my new Seahawks jacket I bought at the Pro Shop at Lumen Field in Seattle. It is the perfect jacket for today, I think. Hi. Stopped here at the International Cafe. Not getting anything, just want to show you what they have. These are the kind of sandwiches they have, and this is open 24 hours and included in the price. And then also they have all the amazing desserts. The ship is pretty quiet as most people are already off in Skagway. So good look at the piazza. They've said this a couple times in the vlogs, I really love the underwater motif with the whales and the stingrays and everything there. Pretty awesome. Well, I lied. While we wait for Mom, we are going to split one of the raspberry pound cakes. It just looked too good to not get one. All right, so while we were waiting to leave, my mom just showed up, and they're doing a thing here in the lobby with like giant darts. Mom jumped in line to be the first person to try. Let's see how she does. Come on, Mom, make me proud. Oh my gosh, she threw it right over the top. Oh my gosh. She beat cancer and apparently has way more strength than expected. Look at how bad she feels about it. That was amazing. All right, second try for Mom. Oh, well, much better than the first try. You have more strength than we expected. All right, we are on the tender boat. We have pulled away from the Caribbean Princess, now the very short tender ride. You can see the Caribbean Princess right there, and you can see the rock slide right there. That's the reason we are not getting off on the dock here to the left, and why we had to take the tender boats. The cliffside is still not stable enough to let people walk along the dock there. All right, so we got the Skagway Downtown City Shuttle, which picked us up right here, and it is $3 for a trip to downtown, $5 for all day. So we are gonna do $5. That will take us into downtown, take us back to the shuttle, take us around if we need it. It's a pretty good price. So we just got off the shuttle here kind of at the end of town. You can see the main town the main road goes all the way down Skagway. So we're just gonna make our way down there. So we're walking by and saw this beautiful garden out here with amazing rhubarb, flowers that of course Sherry's getting a photo of. But I want to show you this. It's actually a garden to table restaurant, even right here in Skagway. It's called Olivia's Bistro. The food looks great too. How about that vehicle, huh? So our very first time in Skagway was in 2021 for the 4th of July. We were here with our friend Auburn. You know, that was a time when the cruise industry was shut down and we were trying to be very intentional about traveling our own state. And it was maybe the most memorable 4th of July we have ever had. And we instantly just fell in love with this town. And we've been fortunate to be back several times. Obviously, a lot more people here than when we were here in 2021. So the first store we're going into is right up here, Klondike Gift Supply. It's owned by our friend Nicole. It is one of our very favorite stores in all of Alaska. And so we are definitely going in to support her. One of the things that I love about Klondike Gift Supply is that they do such a good job of supporting other local businesses. So things like Prince William Sound Salt Company, Alaska Seasoning Company, Summit Spice and Tea, which is actually right in Anchorage where we are, Felicity Loft Teas. There's just a lot of local businesses that are supported by stores like this. I mean, come on. Alaska Smokehouse Pepper Garlic Salmon Spread. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to get that. So they have these little ravens, and we love this. We have the perfect spot in our house for this. So we're definitely getting this, and we're still shopping. They even have a little blind date with a books in here. And I really love these. Look at these oyster trinket dishes. Just like painted. Look at that with the gold along the edge and the whale. So cool. Another really great store here in Skagway is right there. It's called Clothes Rush, locally owned, locally operated. You know, a lot of stores in cruise towns are not owned by locals. That's why when we travel here in our state, we try to point out the shops that are, like Woodlands there in Ketchikan, like Klondike Gift Supply here in Skagway, like Clothes Rush here in Skagway, so that you know when you travel, you can support local, even in cruise towns. Also, this restaurant right here, Bombay Curry, amazing Indian food. Absolutely amazing Indian food. You might not expect to find such good Indian food here in Skagway. It is delicious. All right, we are walking up to Klondike Bicycles. That is the electric bicycle company that our friend who owns Klondike Gift Supply also owns. We've got to go and see her. You guys, dogs, you know I'm in heaven. Yes. Oh my goodness, they're so sweet. Okay, so here at the Klondike electric bike location, they also have some of the stuff they have over at Klondike Gift Supply. But there is other stuff here as well. Look at all of the bags. Like, look at, come on. Like, Whaley loved. That's so cute. You guys, Sherry found a bag that she loves. It says, "Take me away" on the outside. Inside, it's got this little thing that says, "Be brave, be fearless, be you." It comes with the strap to go over your shoulder. It's only $45. I feel like that's a good price. And the thing is, we didn't bring an extra bag. So I think we need one. Oh my gosh. Are we gonna get it? I think you should. Yeah. Well, we told you how much we love sharing local businesses with you, and we have a new one. This is our first time experiencing this. So our friend Nicole, who owns Klondike Gift Supply, Klondike Electric Bike, Klondike Electric Car, just like one of the best, genuinely one of the best people we've ever met, has a new business here in Skagway. And it is a business that Sherry and I instantly, as soon as we heard about it, fell in love with. Chillcooterie. Obviously named after the Chilkoot Trail here close to Skagway. They are charcuterie boxes that you can order on the website chillcuderie.com. And here's the thing, restaurants in Skagway are expensive. Sometimes there's long waits. Sometimes you don't want a full sit down meal. You can actually go online and order these to pick up. And so we are going to open it up. This is the house box for 2 that she gave us to try. So let's open it up and see what's in there. All right, so here's what we have here. You have the Chillcuterie card, and then on the back of it, says, "We're so thankful that you've chosen to spend the day with us at Klondike Electric Bikes." So this is one of the coolest things she said, that they started this as basically treats for people who rented bikes. We're going on like bike tours with them. But now any person that's visiting Skagway can visit chillcuderie.com and get one of these. So we're gonna go through it. Got a couple napkins there. Got a couple hand wipes, very, very helpful. We've got some rustic bakery toffee shortbread. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Mixed nuts, roasted salted cherries, berries, and nuts. Down here we've got some tart cherry and peach, 100% real like fruit sticks, like fruit snacks. It just keeps going. Sourdough flatbreads there. I can't even hold this all. Oh my gosh. Swiss and cheddar blend cheese. Yes, please. And then uncured salami.
Yum.
Look at that. Salami, cheese, sourdough flatbread, toffee, shortbread cookies, and then you've got the like fruit snacks.
Fruit, and then like the nuts and
stuff. And then the nuts
yeah.
that were in there before. That is awesome. And here's the thing, like I said earlier, you might not always want a sit-down meal, but to grab something like this, have a snack, have a meal, sit outside in the sunshine, I think this is such a smart business idea. So again, Chillcooterie.com. Anybody who's coming to Skagway, you don't have to rent a car, you don't have to rent an electric bike. You can just place your order online, go pick it up, it's ready to go. And we are actually going to eat this entire thing right now. All right, we're already diving into everything. Open the cheese, it's delicious. And Sherry's going through the box. There's also honey sticks in there.
Yeah.
This is awesome. All right, are you kidding me? Sitting out here in the beautiful sunshine, having little charcuterie. This is perfect, because here's the thing, we had breakfast on the ship. We're probably gonna have dinner on the ship. And so we don't really want to do like a big meal here in Skagway, or we hadn't planned to. This is perfect, and we did not even know this was happening today. She surprised us with this. Yeah, this is gonna become a Skagway tradition, I can already tell. You guys, we finished it. The entire box gone. That was perfect. There's actually 4 of us. So this is a box for 2. There are 4 of us here, and this was like a really great snack for 4. It would have definitely been a good meal for 2. Great snack for 4. This is just the new Skagway tradition every time we're here. Chilkooterie boxes. Okay, so we stopped in here to Clothes Rush, that other store that I told you is just absolutely the best. We love supporting them. And they have something over here that I think is hilarious. Blame it on the drink package. Blame it on the drink package. That might be the best cruise shirt I've seen yet. We also really like these long sleeve shirts they have here, and the purple one is one that caught our attention. It sparkles. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, you guys, this shirt that looks like the front of a Peachy folder. Do you remember those when we were kids? But it's got Sasquatch. I love that. We're just continuing our walk here down the main street in Skagway. As you can see, there are, I think, 3 ships in town today, so lots of people. We are outside the Skagway News Depot, and books, basically it's the one bookstore in town. I think this is really cool. They sell reprints of the Skagway News, the day that Soapy Smith was shot. So Soapy Smith's last bluff and its fatal ending. And this building right here is the Visitor Information Center in Skagway. Definitely one of the most photographed buildings in Skagway. You can see the outside completely covered with pieces of driftwood. And then right up the street we have the old Golden North Hotel. And then back down the famous former brothel, now Red Onion Saloon. If you're gonna have a drink in Skagway, that is the place to have a drink in Skagway, but expect there to be a line. When we were here in 2021 for 4th of July, it was one of the most fun experiences. Obviously the whole town was very different. There was nobody here, but this was the street that the small town parade was, and they had all sorts of games, and it just, I don't know, it just felt like a really special time to be here. It will always be my favorite Skagway memory. My mom and Sherry are so similar. Flowers, and the camera comes out. Mom used to have the most amazing lilac tree in her house, in the yard of her house in Anchorage. So when I saw that tree, I figured she'd want photos of it, and she did. Next stop, the Red Onion Saloon. I think we're having duck fart shots. This is what the inside of the Red Onion looks like. You can see they've got shirts and hats and everything. They do brothel tours, because this is an old brothel. And they also do food, and of course, drinks. Well, time has come. We did not get duck farts, we got reindeer farts, which is Bailey's Kahlua and peppermint schnapps, the signature drink here at the Red Onion. Here we go. Cheers. Tom and Maureen are heading that way. They're going to catch the shuttle back to the ship, and me and this one are going to explore Skagway a little bit more. We just walked into the popcorn store in Skagway, and you can't walk by without coming in because it just smells so dang good. Oh my gosh, all their different flavors. They have sea salt caramel, they got buffalo, they've got Hidden Valley Ranch, they've got normal, just like butter. And you can't just go in and smell popcorn, so I had to get it. So we just took this shuttle from downtown out here to the Gold Rush Cemetery. So you remember we took a shuttle earlier that was $10, or maybe it was $5 a person. This was $5 a person as well to take you out to the Gold Rush Cemetery. Now, in all of our times to Skagway, I've never come out here, and I've always wanted to for one reason. This is where the cemetery of Soapy Smith, king of the frontier con, was killed in a much publicized shootout with Frank Reed on July 8th, 1898. Growing up in Alaska, Soapy Smith was one of those people that we just learned a lot about, studied a lot about, so we're gonna go check out the Gold Rush Cemetery. Sherry just pointed this out. 133 grave sites have been located here, but burial records are available for only 60 of them. So less than half. That's interesting. And they do have restrooms here. You can walk out here. They said it's about a 2-mile walk. And so we could have walked, but we've been walking a lot today. And since we do have kind of limited time, we still have several hours here, but we decided to take the shuttle out here. Look at how cool this is. It's just kind of like all up through the trees. And right here, the reason I wanted to come out here, Jefferson R. Smith. Soapy Smith died July 8th, 1898, 38 years old. I did not realize he was only 38 when he died. Sure, he was just commenting how young most of them were. One 41 years old. It's like another 38-year-old. But look at this. It's just kind of back up here in the woods. I wonder what made them choose this as like the cemetery area. That's very interesting. And I think it's interesting that the biggest gravestone here in the entire cemetery is for Frank Reed. Frank Reed is the person who shot Soapy Smith. But what's interesting is that in the shootout, Soapy Smith also shot Frank Reed, and Frank Reed died later from that gunshot wound. So Frank Reed killed Soapy Smith. Soapy Smith killed Frank Reed. This is Frank Reed's. Isn't it interesting that his is like the biggest one? They talked about how he was just still to this day known as such a hero. It says he gave his life for the honor of Skagway. What a thing to be known for. That's cool. And like Frank Reed has this giant, tall, kind of beautiful area, and then Soapy Smith's just kind of like tucked away in a corner. Mm-hmm. Dang. And then the train tracks for the White Pass Railroad go right past here. You can see the river over there, and then just the cemetery all through here. So if you're on the White Pass Railroad and you look out the right hand side just as you are leaving Skagway, you will see this back here in the woods. Look at this one. James Mark Rowan, a hero not forgotten. Born in Tennessee, died in Skagway. Deputy U.S. Marshal, killed in the line of duty when he was 33 years old. Says he was killed just hours after his only child was born. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Skagway is a town with quite the history. I'd say if you're coming on an Alaska cruise, read about the gold rush. Read about what life was like in the Klondike. Read about just like what all of these people experienced, because it was, yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. Duncan McFadden, here's the thing, 44 years old. That's one of the oldest that we've seen.
Yeah, we saw one over here that's 48. That's the oldest.
48's the oldest. There's one that's 45. I'm 45. Yeah, that's crazy. We haven't seen anybody in here. Now, we don't have the ages of all of them, but of the ones we've seen with ages, we haven't seen any over 50. All right, we were back out at the sign where we were meeting the bus. Sherry Beth, this was Not anything that was on your list. You didn't even know it was here. Glad we did it. I was sad. Yeah, but I think it's part of the history of this area. It's like everybody talks about the gold rush, everybody talks about the money that was made, everybody talks about the brothels and the different things like that, but the reality is like this was a hard life that took a lot of lives way too young. Geez Louise, on that high note, let's get back and do some more fun things in Skagway. So you can see lots of different tours come out here. Look at that, just like that, our shuttle is back. One kind of pro tip about Skagway is that as the day goes on, the town gets emptier and emptier. So earlier in the day, morning, early afternoon, it's packed. But a lot of people go back to the ship, and so we're still here for another, gosh, 3 hours. But look at how few people there are compared to earlier. We're gonna stop here into the Coringtons Alaskan Ivory Museum of Alaskan History in Scrimshaw. So this is Scrimshaw. It is, try to get focus on here. It was basically the process of carving on like ivory. So these would be walrus tusks right here. And you can see a lot of times they tell different stories. So this would be the story of like a bowhead whale. You can see the whaling team out there getting the bowhead whale, getting the walrus. So we have baleen baskets here. And these are kind of what we normally see for sale at native markets, about this size, and they're very expensive, but they're unbelievably beautiful and rare. But look at this. This is the world's largest baleen basket. That's unbelievable. I've never seen a baleen basket even close to that size. This is kind of a cool museum. It talks about lots of different parts of Alaskan history, like the Princess Sophia. It says, not one survivor left when storm sinks Princess Sophia. It's got information on the colonists, talks about World War II here in Alaska, and then kind of throughout the whole thing, there is scrimshaw work on tusks, telling the story of it. Very cool way to do it. I've never seen it done that way. You guys know that one of our traditions is to get an ornament from every trip, so that when we decorate our tree, we have a travel tree. When we decorate it, we can always remember the trips we go on. And they have some good selections. They even say like Skagway, Alaska 2025 on them. These are kind of cool. This one has a cruise ship. I kind of like that one. I kind of like that one too, I think.
And it says 2025.
And it says 2025. That might be the ornament winner. I feel like I've been saying it all cruise. I cannot believe the weather we have. We are back on board the Caribbean Princess. One of the things I love about the Caribbean Princess is that in these stateroom hallways, all of the artwork are photographs from different places that Princess sails. I just think that's so cool. Next stop is going to be the 18th floor sky deck. This has become our favorite spot in the entire ship. Back up here, Skywalker's nightclub. And so I am meeting Sherry up here. We actually had dinner in the buffet tonight. I didn't show you guys that. It was German nights, had pretzels and bratwurst and lots of delicious food. They also had deviled eggs, which, if you know me, you know my love for deviled eggs. Well, I thought Sherry was here. The plan was to meet up here. I don't see her. Let's see if we can find her. The Celebrity Solstice, the ship parked right behind us, is pushing back from the dock here in Skagway. We are still up here in the Skywalker's lounge. Sherry Beth is snuggling / reading her book. We are watching the celebrity ship sail away and just enjoying the view. After an hour and a half-ish, back up in the lounge, we're gonna head back to the stateroom just for a little bit because, no surprise, my phone is almost dead.
What?
I know, shocking. All right, so Sherry Beth is about to call it a night. I'm gonna head out and do some stuff, but wanted to give you an update. Sherry Beth, tell us about this.
Okay, so this is the bracelet that I've gotten for this cruise.
Yep.
So it was $10 for the bracelet and these charms.
Yep. These 5 Alaska charms.
Yep. So I think we showed these. There's like a camera, and this is like a wave and a compass. This is kind of a pretty blue one. This one says I Love Alaska. And then it's $5 each. for these.
Like the charm of the day.
Yep, the charm of the day. So this is the whale's tail.
Yep.
This is a little polar bear.
So
How
cute.
Is that? And this is a little totem.
The totem is today.
The totem is today.
And actually it's fun because you, Mom, and Rena are collecting all these. So Rena picked up the bear and the totem for you.
Yeah, so nice.
And if you, so how does it work? So there's a charm of the day for $5. And then if you get all of them, do you get a free one?
Yeah, so once you have all of them, you get a free one. I think the free one is like a moose or a bear or something. It's yeah, it's something else that's kind of Alaskan-y.
So this, I think, is a really good souvenir.
Yeah, so it's $25 total.
But $25 for the bracelet and all the charms?
Yeah, and then like this is the clasp on it, and it actually says princess on it with like the sea witch.
I love that. Love it, love it. All right, Sherry Beth, you are going to call it a night.
Yes.
Feeling tired?
I'm a little tired.
And so you're
Did
going to...
a lot of walking today.
Did do a lot of walking, so you're going to lay in bed and read.
Yeah.
Maybe watch some shows on the TV. We just watched an episode of How I Met Your Mother, one of our favorite shows.
I love that show.
God, we laughed out loud. It was amazing. I am going to go out and cause shenanigans.
Sounds right.
Are you okay with that?
Yep.
I love you. Good night.
I love you. Good night.
I'm not sure if you can tell from the mountains, but we are pulling away. The ship officially leaving Skagway. Tomorrow we are in Glacier Bay, the day after College Fjords. But the next time we are off the ship will be in Whittier, getting on the train to go home. I just grabbed a cheeseburger from the pool deck restaurant, the Salty Dog. Now, I'm gonna go watch a movie. I saw that Bohemian Rhapsody was playing on Movies Under the Stars tonight, and I absolutely love this movie. So I had to come catch a little bit of it while I eat my burger. You guys, look how amazing this is. We're just here, cruising by, and then right over there, just a giant waterfall. No big deal. All right, I had to leave my movie to come up here and watch some karaoke. And I didn't even know where the guy singing karaoke was, but he's been like running around the crowd. So this is my kind of karaoke night. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Well, apparently I made it to karaoke right as it ended, so I just decided to step outside and look at the view. And it is 10:30 at night, still light as could be, as we sail from Skagway to Glacier Bay. All right, so I decided to pop in to the gift shop, or one of the gift shops tonight, and I've got to say, our very favorite cast member, Alice, who works here in retail, was in tonight, and she's just the nicest. So Sherry and I have been looking at a lot of these. The Alaska by Princess line, obviously because Sherry works for Princess in Alaska. She loves, I think that there's a few of these things that she wants to get before we get off the ship. But just look at, like, look at that, the Alaska, and it's got the Sea Witch logo on there with the bears, and I don't know if you can see, but like the Alaska is kind of fuzzy, stands off the sweatshirt a little bit. It's just all so cool. And then even like this, it's got the bear, the Alaska patch, the Sea Witch embroidery. I absolutely love this line. And then they have other stuff that I haven't seen on here before. They have a lot of Pendleton stuff, which is really cool, I think. Like the Pendleton sweater. And then over here, they actually have a blanket. So they have these in the, at least in the Denali Princess Lodge. We were actually just up in Denali a few weeks ago. And at the Denali Princess Lodge, they had these. You can see limited edition 318 of 500. It is a Princess Alaska Pendleton blanket. Obsessed, absolutely obsessed. You can see we've got live music here in the piazza. All right, friends, well, it is almost midnight and I am going to call it a night. I have wandered the ship, I have watched movies, I have listened to music. It's been a ton of fun just getting to know the Caribbean Princess more. Tomorrow we are in Glacier Bay, and I cannot wait to vlog one of the most beautiful places in the entire world to show you guys. All right, friends, good night. Bye.